Wait. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say... There we go. Now it works. I was gonna say, what happened? Why isn't the mic working? So, we should be all good. We're gonna do Festive Elegance today. I heard that, apparently there's a pretty cool strategy you can do for the parry, the Lone Swords thing event. If you, toss down Baron Bunny and burn the grass, you can, like, counter all the fire damage and then just, like, stomp on the people. I probably won't do that, just because that's not fun. What do we need to upgrade your talents, Lumine? 2. I believe... Before we even start, I'm gonna switch over to... Animo. And also, I know there were some people who got the stream yesterday. I did a test stream for some stuff on loyalty points and stream elements, so now there's like an actual thing. There's an actual thing that you can get for watching the stream that's not channel points. You can get things. Currently, I don't have too much stuff set up. I just have 2 sound alerts. One of them I think is still way too loud, but that's neither here nor there. I can't get any of the actual visual alerts to work, so I don't know what's up with that. This is not the right statue. But, I will try to get those to work. And hopefully I can get some images. They show up in chat, everything works fine, but the actual alerts don't seem to pop up from what I've seen on screen. So I'll see them, and the sounds go through, so they work. They just don't show up on screen, so I don't know what's up with that. Let's first check. We have level 2 here. I went through and I upgraded these. When are we looking at charge attack? We're looking at 5 hit, 76, 1 hit, 48, and then 60 and 78. Okay, so let's resonate with Animo. I think my Animo levels, my talents on Animo are actually higher than Geo. No, they're the same. But they take the same materials. And is there any 60% as Animo? I mean, it's the same thing. So not that it matters because you can't use the skills anyway, and elemental skills. But just for the sake of it, let's switch over to Geo. I'll probably use Geo Traveler more. Just because the Geo team. And these don't carry over, so let's level up this. I assume this will be important somehow. Can we get these today? We can't get these today. So that's where we will stop. I'll probably keep using Harbinger, because why not? I might switch to Prototype Rancor. But for now, we gotta talk to Catherine. So let's also switch up our team. I don't want to use Mono Geo for this, for the event. What was this? I don't know what team this was, or why it's like this.
Give me a moment to compose myself.
Let's just take this team. Although I do want to bring Yan Fei. You know what? You know what, Eula? You're great. But Yan Fei's just too good. Well, actually...
Stay close and you will live.
Yan Fei's just too good. Plus Toma. Oh, I need to change your artifacts too. That explains why you almost died in the child fight that I did earlier. You weren't using your artifact sets correctly. Let's talk to Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. We heard that you have a new commission for us.
That's correct. There's a requester who has submitted a designated commission for the 2 of you.
Another designated commission.
A designated commission? Sounds like it must be pretty important. What kind of task is it exactly?
There's no need to worry. This commission is not dangerous by any means. Perhaps you have
Sure.
heard that Inazuma will soon be holding a major festival, the magnificent Irodori Festival.
Oh, a festival, you say?
Yay! A festival! Oh, come to think of it, we haven't attended a festival in Inazuma for a while.
We haven't.
The Yashiro Commission and Lady Yae are responsible for all the festival preparations. The one who has requested your help is none other than Lady Yae herself.
I don't know how I feel about this.
You know Miko. She always has some unusual ideas in her head. You can bet a festival planned by her is gonna be one to remember. We'd better go to Grand Narukami Shrine and see what she needs us to do.
Lady Yae is currently at Yae Publishing House in Hanamizaka, so there is no need to go all the way to the shrine. In fact, she has instructed me to have you directly meet with her there.
How convenient.
Oh, well that's convenient enough. Let's go then.
Also, it seemed like we were doing... Oh. Strange tale of Zuiko's tipsy tincture. Okay, well, it seemed like we were going okay earlier, and now it looks like we're not, so... What? Huh? The whole thing? All lag? Lag for everything? Come on, game. Game. I thought it was too good to be true. I'll resize it in a second. Okay, can we go up one more? Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, so let me resize it. There we go. Oh, it's so hot in here. It's gotten really warm recently. It's way too hot for April. It's way too hot for April. Let me see if I can get a fan.
Tanya and Kuroda, how are things coming along?
All the books and commission prints for Yae Publishing House were bound and sent out yesterday afternoon, Lady Yae.
There we go. Oh, hopefully that doesn't go into the mic. Yeah,
Very
hopefully
good.
that's not too loud.
And Murata?
We have already received word from Apekusu and Sailing Breeze that the materials are all in place for Shogun Almighty Reborn as Raiden with Unlimited
Oh,
Power
is that?
and Pretty Please Kitsune Guji.
Well done. And what about you, Onodera?
Onodera? Yeah.
Onodera?
Oh, yes, Lady I. Everything is ready for the new issue release party.
You are the one who organized the plans for this release party. In other words, you are the team's fearless leader now. So please, show some confidence.
Wait, hold on a second. I can't tell. Okay, no, that's water in the game. I couldn't tell if that was the fan or if it was water.
Besides, there's no need to be nervous. This project is destined for success. I feel quite optimistic about it. I shall specially grant you leave for the next couple of days, Onodera. Please take the opportunity to have a good rest. After all, you will be very busy on the day of the release party.
Thank you for following, Pokuni.
Yes, Lady Yai. Thank you very much.
Of course it lags during the cutscenes.
All right then. Is everyone clear about their assignments? Good. We are running out of time, so let's get moving. Chop chop! Ah, hello, little ones. I take it you have received my commission,
Maybe.
Some organizer you are! It's nearly time for the festival and you're still over here ramping things up for your light novel business! Shouldn't you be getting back to the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Hey, what's up? Not a whole lot. Just hopefully getting through this quest. I say getting through this quest. This is probably gonna be the entire stream. I really want to do the sword fight thing, but I have to do this first.
You weren't thinking of dumping all the festival preparations on us, were you? If so, then you can forget it! Paimon won't accept such a commission!
Yeah, forget it.
My, such harsh words. It hurts to hear that kind of talk from you two. But as you can clearly see, I'm here working like a dog for the festival. Yet you say I'm not doing my job. Let me ask you, little ones, whoever said that the festival must involve the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Huh? But isn't that a given? This is Inazuma after all.
Yes, that is true. But now that the Sokoku decree has been lifted, Inazuma is no longer the same nation that once resisted change tooth and nail. Therefore, rather than sticking to the same old traditional festival, the Yashiro Commission and I have decided to shake things up a little. This time, we'll be holding an international cultural festival, distinctly Inazuman, but with a unique twist.
An international cultural festival?
I suppose I should start by telling you the origins of the Iridori Festival. Legend has it that there were 5 poets in ancient Inazuma who were supremely gifted in singing and writing poetry. They are known as the 5 Kasen. Every year, one of the 5 would present a collection of the group's poems to the shogun for review, which would then spark culture discussions regarding those works. Thanks to them, Inazuma's culture blossomed and gained great influence at that time. As time passed, people began creating various tales based on the 5 Kasen. The Iridori Festival was also developed as a result to show appreciation for their works, which so greatly enriched our lives.
Sounds like a festival that's really rooted in culture.
Indeed. To describe it in the words of the ancients, it'd be refined elegance. Unfortunately, with the flow of time, people have gradually forgotten about the 5 Kasen and the festival. Which is precisely why I've decided to revive the Iridori Festival by
Bye.
holding a cultural convention featuring light novels.
Of course. Of course, it's light novels.
But wait a minute! Light novels?
What was all that stuff about refined elegance? You just said, wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, traveler? Light novels are the epitome of fine writing.
Please stop looking at me with those baffled expressions. In ancient times, poetry was all the rage, but nowadays, the entertainment format of choice is light novels. The important thing is not the format, but the creative work itself. It is impossible to come up with anything fresh if you're stuck using some rigid format of the past. Speaking of which, don't you think that the concept of focusing on the now perfectly suits the current Inazuma? And besides, it's a great opportunity to reintroduce Inazuma to Altavat through light novels. As they say, it's two birds with one stone.
Sounds like a whole lot of thinly veiled self-justification.
Whoa, that was close. Paimon was nearly carried away by Miko's persuasive tongue. Come on, Miko! You can't fool us. We know you by now. This is all definitely stemming from your own personal interests.
I can't deny that my hobbies had no part to play in this. However, regardless of whether it's light novels or a festival, catching people's attention with a fresh concept is the essence here. Well, what do you say? Aren't you two even a little curious about what interesting things you might see at the festival?
Maybe a little. Oh, all right. Paimon's super curious now.
Come, let's pay a visit to the venue in Rito together. I promise that it will give you a whole new perspective on the festival. There we'll meet a special someone who will tell you more about your tasks.
Is it? Oh, what? What's happening? Well, it seems like the game really doesn't want to run at 60 today, so we'll run at 30. Was that like, did it load a new area? Is this like a separate... Why did it do that? Did it have to load in new stuff? Weird. You know what? Before we do that, just because I know we're gonna hit this, let's hit in the middle of this, let's hit a ley line real quick, because I'm definitely gonna hit the resin cap during the stream, probably, maybe, or get really close, and it's gonna tilt me if I start the overflowing. Oh no! And I think I know. Is this the one? This is the one, isn't it? This is a... Oh no, this isn't what I was thinking of. It's still annoying, but it's not what I was thinking of.
Let me lead you a verse. Know my sword. Over here. Incinerate.
Oh,
Time for your arraignment.
Mirror Maiden, please go away.
Baboon.
Oh, what happened to my increased interruption to, or increased resistance to interruption, huh?
Where are you?
Fire it up! Supporting fire!
Torn to oblivion!
Oh. That looked pretty cool. Taking the shield out like that. Let's just do this to get the... Just to get the swords.
Incinerate out of my sight.
She's kind enough to stand in the water, so free vape. And then let's just do one of these and heal like this. There we go. Alright, now we go to Rito. Oh. We can just go here. Hey, oh. Just go here. Well, bam. You know what, let's walk around as... Hey, this would be pretty funny.
During the Iridori Festival, the area around the Outlander Affairs Agency will become the main exhibition space for light novels. Once things are in full swing, not only will there be lots of official and fan-created work on display, there will also be exclusive giveaways, prizes, and new release parties.
New release parties.
This small plaza in front of the International Trade Association will be called the 5 Kasen Plaza during the festival. and nearby shops will be selling special light novel merchandise. You certainly won't want to miss out.
Wow. How should Paimon put this? It's definitely not your typical festival, but it sure looks like it'll be quite the party.
Yeah, like light novel paradise.
Huh. Miko, what are these blank boards in the center of the plaza?
They look like smartphones.
Yes, those are...
Are they billboards, electronic billboards?
Ah, Lady I did mention that there would be some reliable helpers coming to assist with the festivities. It appears she meant you two.
Water boy. I guess
At last
Water
we
Man.
meet again, Traveler and Paimon. Tell me, how are you faring recently?
Pretty good, Ayato. We just saw you the other day.
Oh, it's Ayato! Wow, so even a busy guy like yourself is here to attend the Iridori Festival.
Excuse me.
Preparing festivals falls under the Yashiro Commission's scope of responsibilities. Seeing as Lady Yae has poured her heart and soul into the preparations, I'm obliged to be equally dedicated.
Interesting. Now, if I remember correctly, the last time I did this, it doesn't... Oh, well.
Come now, Ayato. We're not strangers here. There's no need to sound so formal.
I was gonna try and use, one of the NVIDIA filters. And I hit the button and it said a supported game is required to use this feature, so I guess it wants me to relog into Genshin. I'm not gonna do that, though.
We were just about to discuss the boards over here. They're related to our little helper's tasks, so I'll let you give them a detailed rundown.
Certainly. I assume you two already know that the Iridori Festival originated from the 5 Kasen. These 5 boards are here for painting their portraits. This Iridori Festival is not only the first major festival to be held in Inazuma since the lifting of the Sakoku Decree, it is also an event deeply rooted in culture and the arts. Therefore, the Yashiro Commission has personally invited several cultural celebrities from other nations.
Cultural celebrities!
For example, the artist we have invited to paint these portraits hails from the distant land of Mondstadt.
Albedo?
The Yashiro Commission will arrange accommodations and food in Inazuma for each of the distinguished guests. However, we fear that staying in a foreign land may feel a little uncomfortable. Which is precisely why it would be ideal to have someone familiar with both Inazuma and other nations of Teyvat to serve as a guide for our guests.
Interesting. I get it now. Now I
I
understand.
knew you would catch on. It is our hope that you would be able to guide the guests from the harbor to their residence at the International Trade Association, while providing any necessary assistance along the way. This arrival schedule includes the details of the ships on which the guests will be arriving. All you simply have to do is go to the docks at the indicated times.
Two days before the festival, ship and guests, a large passenger ship, bards from Mondstadt, a guest painter, Calx, and his dependent. Oh, it's not Velvedo. Estimated time of arrival, 8 a.m. Second day, large passenger ship, calligraphers and painters from Liyue, theater mechanicus, guest writer Genyu, 10 a.m. Third day, ships and guests, stop over 1 person, estimated arrival at 9 a.m. Following the event, 2 persons, 10 a.m. Okay. So I guess this is how they did the whole, like, here's what events are going to be coming up. Like, this is the painting thing. This is the, theater mechanicus. I guess that's how they did it.
It's settled then. My, look at the time. I have to meet with my editors, so I must be going now. During the festival, most of the Yae Publishing House's editors will be staying near the Outlander Affairs Agency. If you run into any problems, you may find them there.
This festival requires the full cooperation of the Tri-Commission, and there are still many minor details which require my attention, so I must excuse myself for now. I'll leave the guests in your hands.
All the details we need about the ships are on the timetable that Ayato gave us. Let's take a closer look and be sure to pick up the passengers according to the times written on it.
What is she looking at? Where is she looking? What was she looking at? Oh, she's looking at the canvas. Interesting. Blank canvas. Wait until the following day, 6 to 8. Okay. Oh, wait. Yes! They let us do this now. What a great feature. This is an amazing feature. Finally, people can make the good time lapses. I didn't notice this the other day when I did it. But yes, now people can get like the nice clean time lapses without having to splice together videos. Nice.
According to the arrival schedule, there will be a ship arriving from Mondstadt today. The artist for the 5 Kasim portraits should be on board. The boat should be arriving soon, so let's head down to the docks.
Almost got it. So... let's see. Who will it be? Calx and some other people? Wow. Are you Calx?
Hello! You must be here to take part in the Iridori Festival. We're the festival guides, and we'll show you around.
Yes, that's right. We are bards from Mondstadt.
Oh. They're not Calx.
Word has it that Inazuma has undergone many changes of late. We hope to find fresh inspiration here.
What are you doing, Paimon?
These guests are all bards, aren't they? Well, where's Tone Deaf Bard then?
Venti was like, Inazuma? Nah, I'm messing with that.
Huh. Strange. He's pretty famous in Mondstadt. Do you think he didn't receive an invitation?
Even if he was invited, there's a chance he still wouldn't show up.
Huh? Why's that?
Well, you know, Venti. He's Venti.
Oh, Paimon sees what you're getting at. Even though Venti no longer rules over Mondstadt, he's still an Archon. If he came rushing to Inazuma at the first mention of a festival, not only would it seem a little childish, it would also sort of be shameless of him too.
Miss Honorary Knight, Paimon!
It's Klee! Were you also invited to the Iridori Festival?
No, Albedo's the one who received the invitation.
I knew it. No way we'd get some no-name NPC painter from Mondstadt. It had to be Albedo. I guess Calx is an alias.
But because everyone in the Knights of Favonius has been really busy these days, Albedo arranged for someone here to issue me a dependent pass.
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon. After hearing that Inazuma was making preparations for the Irodori Festival, I predicted that I might run into you here.
Ha! Paimon knew it! Albedo's the one they've invited to paint the 5 Kassen!
It seems that you already know why I'm here. Just so you're aware, I'll be using my pen name in Inazuma, Calx. Oh, by the way, do you know where the International Trade Association is? I'll be meeting with the editorial director of the Yae Publishing House there.
Yeah, the International Trade Association is where you'll be staying in Inazuma. We'll be heading there too.
Great. Let's get going then.
Away we go. I should probably be doing this with Toma. He runs faster because he's tall.
Wow, it's so beautiful here! So many things I've never seen before.
Slow down, Klee. Please be careful not to bump into others.
Oh no.
Telling Klee so many stories about Inazuma during the trip was probably not the best idea. As a result, she could hardly sleep all the way here. It appears she's even more excited now that we've arrived.
Well, that's just how kids are, Albedo.
Strange. It seems that the editorial director, Mr. Hiroyama, isn't here yet. I'm certain he said that he'd be sure to arrive before me. This might be a problem.
What's wrong?
Well, Mr. Hiroyama was supposed to meet with me and give me some reference materials about the 5 Kasen today. That way, I could better visualize the content for my paintings.
You mean you had no idea what you'd be painting before you arrived in Inazuma?
I only know of the 5 Kasen by name. Because of the sheer age of the tale, very little has been passed down to this day. So Mr. Hiroyama decided to help me collect some more information. I'm the type of painter who can complete a painting quickly as long as I'm inspired. So I agreed on only receiving the details today.
Wow.
So when do the paintings have to be done by?
According to the festival plans, the portraits will be revealed one at a time throughout the various stages of the Irodori Festival. The first one, depicting Suiko, will need to be done before the festival's official opening ceremony, which is the day after tomorrow.
The day after tomorrow? Then you're already running out of time!
There's no need to panic. When I was working on light novel illustrations, because the manuscripts are shipped by boat, things were always tight and finished at the last minute. Just last month, to ensure the latest book of A Legend of Sword would be finished for the Irodori Festival, I had to complete the final chapter's illustrations the same day I received the manuscript. I heard that my illustrations were sent to print as soon as they arrived in Inazuma. I still don't know how well they turned out.
They talked about how they print. Have they talked about how they do that?
Paimon isn't sure if she should feel sympathetic for your working conditions or compliment you on your artistic genius.
Of course, I would still prefer to receive any possible reference materials in advance, so that I can be better prepared.
Speaking of that...
Oh, right! The editors of the Yai Publishing House will all be around the Outlander Affairs Agency these next few days. Who knows? Maybe Mr. Hirayama's over there too. We'll take you over there to see if we can find him, Albedo.
Alright, it's worth a try. Klee, you haven't slept for a while now. Please stay at our residence in the International Trade Association and get some rest. We will be back soon.
Okie dokie. Don't worry, Albedo. I'll be on my best behavior.
To the Outlanders Affairs Agency. At least this one isn't too far away. Come on, Tomo, let's go.
This can't be happening. The moment we need to contact Onodera is when he's on special leave.
Hate it when that happens.
Kuroda and I will go back to Inazuma City for an emergency printing run. The demand for this book is so high, though. Even with the emergency prints, it still might not be enough.
Despite everything, we're still lucky that we found out today. If this had happened a few days later, then we'd really be in boiling water. Hey, do you think that suspicious guy they found in the warehouse has anything to do with this?
Suspicious guy in the warehouse?
Well, the editorial director is on his way over there to investigate the situation as we speak.
Sorry to interrupt, but what's going on here?
Oh, hey, Traveler. Don't worry. It's nothing, just an internal issue. That's all. How can I help you?
I'm looking for the editorial director, Mr. Hiroyama. Does anyone know where he is now?
Mr. Hirayama is currently at the warehouse down by the harbor.
Oh, hold on a second, Murata. Excuse me, but you must be Calx, the one who was invited to paint the 5 Kasen for the festival?
Yes, that's me.
My name is Kuroda. You must be inquiring about information regarding the 5 Kasen. I do apologize, but please make yourself comfortable at the International Trade Association, and I will let Mr. Hirayama know to send you the materials right away.
Oh, no need. You guys look super busy, so we can go find him ourselves.
About that.
Aww.
Excuse me, but is there something wrong with the latest volume of A Legend of Sword?
Huh? How did you know?
Well...
Since you were all aware that Mr. Hiroyama needed to send me some supporting materials, that means the editorial director didn't forget about it. Instead, something urgent must have cropped up. To add to that, despite being aware that I am Calx, you were still unwilling to let me go to Mr. Hiroyama directly. After considering these factors, the only reason you would try to stall me is if something happened to A Legend of Sword, which I did the illustrations for.
Well, I'm very sorry. The situation is just as you said, Calx. I suppose it doesn't hurt to tell you now. Earlier today, someone spotted a suspicious outlander sneaking around inside the Iridori Festival warehouse down by the docks. So they promptly alerted the Tenryou Commission.
And then, when they got back, all the volumes of A Legend of Sword were burned.
The Tenryou Commission was concerned about potential cargo theft, so they contacted everyone who was renting space in the warehouse. It was then that we realized that the latest copies of A Legend of Sword had suddenly gone missing.
A book thief.
What? The books are missing?
Shh, not so loud. Not only is this book an eagerly anticipated release in the last phase of the Iridori Festival, but the author, Jinyu, will be personally attending the release party as well.
Oh no. Xingqiu, I'm so sorry.
Because of the dire situation, Mr. Hirayama immediately hurried to the warehouse to determine whether the theft was related to that suspicious outlander.
I see. It would be a great misfortune if A Legend of Sword would not be released on schedule. And quite a disappointment for Jinyu as well.
Jinyu.
If Mr. Hiroyama has gone to the warehouse at the docks,
The two very
I'll
different
go down to see if I can
pronunciations.
be of any help.
So the author of A Legend of Sword is Jinyu. Sounds
A
familiar.
third one, Jinyu.
Hey, isn't that Xingqiu's pen name?
Oh, do you know him?
Yeah, we've met him a couple times.
Xingqiu would definitely be upset if he discovers his books are missing. Let's accompany Albedo to the warehouse too.
Albedo party member? 5th slot Albedo? Aw. When will we get trial Albedo? Can I not climb this? Oh, I can't. Inazuma's well-known fixer, stopped by a wall. Stop. Tenryou Commission. Oh, he is here. Oh no.
Huh? It's you! Why are you here?
Paimon's like, oh, I'll pay you back for all that sass you gave me back in the Archon Quest venti.
I'm here on behalf of the Tenryou Commission, of course. Is that surprising?
No, not you, Sarah. Not you.
No, Sarah, Paimon wasn't talking about you! So, Tone Deaf Bard. The suspicious outlander in the warehouse wouldn't happen to be you, would it?
Venti stole all the light novels.
Considering the evidence, it appears that the suspicious outlander is indeed me.
He did the whole, like,
As I have told you, you are a suspect. Before your allegations of theft and illegal entry as a stowaway are cleared, you are to remain silent. Don't make me say it again.
Good luck with that one.
Traveler, Paimon, do you know this self-proclaimed bard from Mondstadt?
You could say we're quite familiar.
Listen, Sarah. Knowing him, it's safe to say that he wasn't behind the theft. But what's this about being a stowaway?
Although he claims to be a special guest for the Iridori Festival, he's failed to present his invitation letter. Therefore, we can only suspect that he might have entered the country illegally.
Well, he is special and a guest, as well as a special guest. He is all three of those things. And he is here for the Iridori Festival, but
And just a moment ago, we caught him in a dandelion wine crate near the Sailing Breeze.
in a crate. Can we ask him a couple questions?
If it would help shed any light on the situation, then please, be my guest.
Oh, Venti! You didn't really come here illegally, did you?
Ouch, your words wound me. We've been apart for so long, and the moment we meet again, all I'm greeted with is grilling questions and suspicious glares.
Oh yeah, Venti, by the way, Senora's dead.
You arrived in Inazuma via similar means, or so I heard. You of all people should be more understanding, don't you think?
Yeah, but we got our passport.
Similar means?
Yeah. Let's not talk about that.
I merely jest. Fear not, for the person who sent me the invitation is none other than Kamisato Ayato of Yashiro Commission. It's unlikely that someone acquainted with the likes of him would ever be here illegally, right?
But why weren't you on the same ship as the other bards?
He's on the special ship.
Well, once I received the invitation letter, I couldn't help but want to come to Inazuma a little early. It was then that I happened upon a cargo ship bound for Inazuma transporting dandelion wine. So, naturally, I decided to set sail with them. Once aboard, I found the captain to be a kindred spirit, and I was treated to an abundance of fine liquor along the way. I must have fallen asleep in the cargo crate while carefully comparing the tastes of dandelion wine and Inazuman sake. And when I woke up, I found myself in this warehouse with a Tenryou Commission general glaring at me from atop the grate.
Oh, look at that face. Look at that face.
Coming from Venti, this story is quite believable. But it still feels a bit...
Shameless? Tartaglia-ish?
Excuse
Childish?
me, I'm the owner of the stolen goods from the IA publishing house, and there are some questions I would like to ask you. Based on what you just said, it seems you've been in the warehouse for some time now. If that's the case, did you happen to hear anything unusual?
Like a hilichurl?
Actually, I did hear some faint footsteps around me a couple of times, but I didn't consider the sound anything out of the ordinary.
Hmm? But if you clearly heard something, why didn't you feel it was unusual?
Let's try this.
Oh, I seem to understand.
Oh no, maybe let's not. Let's try just a little.
Huh? What did you notice, Albedo?
When it comes to burglars, they are generally associated with prying or rummaging through things. What Venti means is that he did not hear anything unusual like that. As for the sound of footsteps, because this is a warehouse where many goods are coming in and out each day, it is quite normal for people to be walking around.
I see. But if that's the case, then we're back to square one regarding the stolen books.
No, not quite. From the facts that have been presented to us, we can draw at least 3 conclusions now. First, whoever took the novels is not a spur-of-the-moment burglar. They had their sights on the books from the very beginning. Second, the culprit was very familiar with the warehouse, and might even have a key. And third...
there might be more than one criminal involved.
I knew you'd catch on, Traveler. One person couldn't possibly transport so many heavy books in such a short window of time. It must have been a team effort. It goes without saying that Venti clearly does not match up with our culprits.
Yes, I agree with your reasoning. Mr. Hirayama, the Tenryou Commission will continue by investigating the warehouse staff. If you come across any further clues, please notify us immediately.
Yes, understood. I'll leave it to you then.
Excuse me.
I suppose I'm free as a bird then.
She's gonna be like, now hold on.
Not so fast. Even though we've cleared the theft allegations, we still haven't ascertained whether your arrival in Inazuma was legal or not.
Aw, 'tis a shame. I thought surely after my honest account you might let me off the hook.
Sara's quite the meticulous one. So, where's your invitation letter, Venti?
Yes, the invitation letter. I'm truly sorry. I can't seem to remember where I may have put it.
Venti.
How could you lose something so important?
Can't you just ask Ayato? Like, why can't they just... He's I know he's busy, but like, can't they just ask him, be like, yo, Ayato, Did you ask for this bard named Venti from Mondstadt to come? And if he's like, yeah, I did, then we're all good. And if he's like, who's Venti? Then we got a problem.
Don't be mistaken. I was well aware of how important it was. But I didn't bring any luggage with me, and the letter was too big to fit in my pocket. So I kept it in my hand the whole trip.
You what, mate?
Strange. Though I had a little too much to drink, I know that I kept it in a secure place. I even recall being most pleased at coming up with a good idea at the time.
It's in his hat.
If you were holding the invitation in your hand the whole time, then why did you put it down?
Well, to properly compare the taste of Mondstadt wine and Inazuman sake, I had to hold a glass in each hand. I couldn't both hold the invitation and a glass at the same time. But surely I wouldn't put it in just any random place. It could easily be misplaced.
In which case, I believe there's only one place it could be. Have you figured it out, Traveler?
I think I have.
Huh? You're way ahead of Paimon. Do you two already know where the invitation letter is?
It's either with the wine or in his hat. In his hat.
Ah, yes!
Oh, I kind of wish I'd chosen the other ones now.
I knew you'd help me find it.
I kind of wish you'd say chosen like Shu or something.
This is indeed an invitation letter issued by the Yashiro Commission. Now that we've confirmed this guest's identity, I have no further questions. However, starting tonight, I would advise you to stay at the International Trade Association. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving now.
Let's reorganize.
There goes Zara. All right, let's go talk to Mr. Hirayama about Albedo's reference materials.
Mr. Hiroyama, I'm Calx. We had originally arranged to meet today.
Ah, yes, so you are Calx. I'm very sorry that you've arrived in Inazuma only to find such a mess. These are the materials regarding the 5 Kasen. All the information that we could find is compiled here.
About the 5 Kazen. Long ago, there were 5 legendary poets in Inazuma. Supremely gifted in music and writing, they were honored as the 5 Kazen, meaning 5 fairies of singing and poetry. It's said that the shogun loved their works profoundly, and every year one of them would go to the Tenshukaku and present their new poetry collection for the shogun's perusal. The 5 Kazen are known as Suiko, Aoi no Okina, Akihito, there's a comma there, Sumizome, and Kuranushi, respectively, but their real names were lost in history. According to a widely accepted theory, the tales of the 5 Kazen had once been repeatedly adapted and performed on stage, with the 5 characters each dressed in a distinctive color. Green, blue, white, green, blue, red, white, and black. Sure. Over time, theatergoers started referring to them by these colors, hence the names we see today. Still, there exist other theories. For instance, some believe Suiko was named after his dwelling, a thatched cottage called Suiko Hut. Some also say that the Aka in Akihito was derived of the poet's habit of marking his words with a scarlet red seal. Okay. Oh no, yeah, Kuro is black. Wait, where are they getting... where's the... Wait. Where are they getting the white out of Sumizome? Hang on. Wait, wait. Is that just something? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I looked at it and I was like, wait a second, white? So basically, they're poetry Power Rangers. Good to know. About the tales of the 5 Kazen. Everyone in Inazuma knows the tale of the 5 Kazen, and stories featuring them are once all the rage in Inazuma. What is unfortunate, however, is that despite their popularity and abundance at the time, not much detail survived till today. Most were probably lost during the Great Calamity 500 years ago. According to existing literature, during the Golden Age, when many such stories were being created, they usually followed the same set of rules. 4 poems in succession, each telling a fragment of the story from a Kazen's point of view, with the 4 together completing the whole tale. Poetry Power Rangers. Or I guess like Poetry Voltron. What was curious was that no single chapter seemed to be narrated from Kuranushi's perspective. The Five Cousins Summary. Suiko, a free sake-loving soul born into an ordinary family. Some say he got the name Suiko from Suiko Hut, the thatched cottage she lived in. Sounds like Venti. Aoi no Okina. An old man accomplished in chess. In addition to poems, he also left behind a few novels. Some say he was actually a shogunate official who had not made a name until his senior years. Others say he was not a human, but a very old kitsune in human form. Akihito, a talented swordsman who most likely came from a martial family. Some say his name is derived from his habit of marking his works with a scarlet red seal. Sumizome. She was once a shrine maiden skilled in floral arts and dancing. Later, she became the shogun's personal attendant. Some say she resigned from her position after she became famous and devoted herself to artistic creation. Others say she kept serving the shogun into her old age. Interesting. Kuranushi. Little is known about him, nor does anyone know who he really is. Maybe this explains the more varied versions of his identity and personality from story to story as compared to the other four Kazen. Interesting.
Let's see here. Yes, it's just as I had suspected. Monikers such as Suiko and Aoi no Okina aren't the real names of the five Kazen. Though there were once many stories regarding each of the five Kazen, the validity of their contents can no longer be verified in present times. Alas, what a shame. But at the very least, we know that most of the stories were written according to a similar style, so there is still something we may glean from this.
So, is the info useful for your paintings, Albedo?
To some extent, yes. However, I must admit that it is still lacking and fails to fulfill the most crucial element.
I am sorry that this information is not as exhaustive as you had hoped. However, it is not possible to gather anything more at the moment. Though, Lady Yae did say that there are many variations of the story about the five Kazen, and everyone has a different story in their heart. So all you need to do is follow through with what's in your own heart, and create something that you yourself find interesting.
That does sound like something Miko would say.
Thank you, Mr. Hirayama. No need to worry. I'll find inspiration for the portraits.
Great. I'll leave it to you then, Calx. Oh, and there's one more thing I need to ask of everyone. Tomorrow morning, Mr. Genyu, the author of A Legend of Sword, will be arriving in Inazuma by boat. If you see him, please do not mention the stolen novels for the time being.
Another different pronunciation. What do we got? We got Genyu, Chen Yu. He just said Genya. We got Chen He. We've got so many different pronunciations.
Whether the stolen books are eventually recovered or not, the Yae Publishing House will do its best to ensure that the novel's release is a success. You have my gratitude. I'll be going then.
Well, seems there's nothing more we can do here. Let's go.
I'm loving the other characters walking around in the background. Quick, let's do some Venti watching. Come on, do something. Okay.
Huh? Venti? What are you doing over there? You don't want us to leave you behind, do you?
Traveler, Albedo, would you mind coming over here for a moment? There's something peculiar that I think you should see.
I don't know if I want to see it.
What is it, Venti? A piece of paper?
Indeed. When I awakened to find myself in the warehouse this morning, I discovered this paper in the cargo crate where I was sleeping. I didn't think much of it then. I thought it was merely a scrap piece of paper that had fallen into the cargo. After a quick glance, I stuffed it into a place nearby.
Interesting.
But on second thought, I think it's worth having you take a look at what's written on it.
Is it perhaps a percentage chance of each person in the event and their chances of winning? The five Kazen's splendor, Suiko. My dwelling was far from the wider world, but for my fame my peace was disturbed. In clad blue In blue clad, I went before Tenshukaku to present her work, but Aoi's work was missing a page. I knelt and begged for divine wrath to be stilled, and I told what I knew of how it was lost. The previous night I had been drunk, and then a person's shadow had. The previous night I had been drunk, and then a person's shadow had passed over me. What? What is the cadence for this? Some treacherous scoundrel must have stolen the poem, leading to my great loss of face. You know, I'll be honest, at the beginning, my dwelling was far from the wider world, but for my fame, my peace was disturbed. In blue clad, I was really hoping it was going to be a limerick. I'm not going to lie. It's not. My dwelling was far from the wider world, but for my fame, my peace was disturbed. In blue clad, I went before Tenshukaku to present her work. Now his work is missing a page. I don't know.
Let me see.
The middle part's kind of weird.
Suiko chapter. Wait a minute. Isn't Suiko the name of one of the 5 Kasen?
The story told in this poem roughly boils down to Suiko getting tipsy and letting some poems that were meant for the shogun get stolen.
Interesting. That sounds familiar. Right, Venti?
Ah, this story sounds familiar to my ear. Where have I heard it?
Maybe you are Suiko.
Seriously? It's literally the same story you just experienced yesterday!
Oh, indeed it is. Interesting, isn't it?
It almost seems related to the stolen novels.
Yes, I concur. The person who left this paper could quite possibly be the criminal, or even a witness to the theft.
It's like a calling card. It's the Phantom Thieves of Hearts.
But why leave the paper here in such a fashion? And if the one who left it here was a witness, why didn't they attempt to stop the burglary?
Alright, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Meeting together in Inazuma like this is a most rare occasion. Since we've been busy from the start of the day, let us find an inn with good drink to keep our thirst at bay.
Hey! You just sobered up and you're already thinking about more drinks? And let's not forget that Albedo still has a portrait to complete. We don't have time to be slacking off.
No, it's fine. Let's all go for a drink together. It'll be my treat.
But wait, aren't you gonna tell me you're not old enough, Traveler?
What about your portrait?
As I mentioned before, I'm the kind of artist who can work quickly once I'm inspired. And now, it seems I've found my source of inspiration.
He's just gonna paint Venti.
If I use a model as reference for the piece, we must pay him back with the appropriate recompense.
In that case, we'll need to order more dishes.
And thus, Kazuha was created.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter.
This is hilarious.
Suiko pleaded guilty.
These faces.
He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
Wow, you really came through, Albedo. You were able to complete the first portrait before the opening ceremony.
Yes, it really is a sight to behold. Not only does it harken to the traditional style of Inazuma, but it also makes use of modern aesthetics. My figure is particularly striking. Even though I'm sound asleep in the portrait, I still appear as glorious as always.
Hey, don't get too full of yourself, Tone-Deaf Bard. You were just a model. The person in the artwork isn't actually you. Well, Albedo, who will be your next portrait?
The next one will be Aoi no Okina of the 5 Kasen.
Albedo, might I suggest waiting a little before starting on the next one? Who knows? You might soon discover another story.
Another story?
Another story?
I believe he's referring to the possibility of finding another paper with tales of the 5 Kasen. According to the reference materials I was given, we've only found the first of a total of 4 chapters.
Do you think the mysterious person who left the first paper will strike again?
It certainly is a possibility. Also, there are some points regarding the stories of the 5 Kasen that have left me rather curious. For example, the reference materials make mention of 5 legendary figures, yet all the popular stories only consist of 4 parts. It appears that throughout all the stories, there is never a chapter dedicated to Kuronushi.
Yes, I'm also curious about these stories myself. But who knows? They may merely be akin to the old saying in Mondstadt. Seeds of stories brought by the wind and cultivated by time.
Thank you for following, Crewlith.
So for now, we need but just wait patiently.
Oh, what? Oh. Okay. The magnificent Iridori Festival has started. Okay. So I guess this is the poetry? Yeah. And can we continue this? We can. Oh, okay. Let's continue the main quest. I'll leave these for some other time. Fire's Guide. What is this? Albedo. Concerning Klee. Okay, so this is Legends of Kazan. Legend of the Kazan. Festival Deeds Part 1. This is Blue Flowers Act 1. Or Act 2. What is this from? Send invitation. Oh. Event details? Ah, here we go. And then this is the poetry. Okay, I understand. So this is the story. And then this is the actual, like, event minigame stuff. Cool. So we gotta wait until the following day from 10 to 8. Does it say 10 to 8? 8 to 10. Easy. We just hit them with the 8. Oh, wait. Let's see. There we go.
The passenger ship from Liyue that we're supposed to meet should be arriving soon. Let's go to the docks. You know that Xingqiu will be on board, right? So we should be careful not to say anything about the stolen novels.
Okay. Let's also switch to characters involved in the story. Unfortunately, these are all the characters. I don't have Albedo and I don't have Klee. So we're gonna say, hey Xingqiu, it's Xingqiu. When you step out into Inazuma and you get greeted by yourself.
Body and mind.
You must be visiting from Liyue to participate in the Iridori Festival. We'll be your guides, and we'll take you onto the island.
I hope this... Oh, she's gonna say this every time, isn't she?
Huh? Is it Paimon, or have we met somewhere before?
Have we? I don't...
Yes, in fact we have. I'm Shu from Feiyun Commerce Guild. Aboard this ship we have calligraphers, painters, and even players of Theater Mechanicus.
You sure you're not a Fatui Harbinger?
The inventor of Theater Mechanicus previously came to the Feiyun Commerce Guild seeking investment. Although the guild manager was not interested, Master still wanted to support them.
It's Griffin.
We heard that they'd be demonstrating the game and letting people try Theater Mechanicus at the Iridori Festival. So the guild manager instructed Master and I to take the opportunity to come to Inazuma and investigate the product's potential.
Oh, speaking of which, where's the young master?
Master, he's,
Whoa! Xingqiu's just sitting there, sound asleep.
What? Oh. It's the Traveler and Paimon. I presume you are guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined our paths to cross once again.
Oh, we aren't actually guests. We're actually guides for the Iridori Festival.
You seem a little down. What's wrong?
Please, no need to worry. I was a
Oh.
little too caught up in a novel on the voyage
He's
here.
sleep deprived.
When I finally realized what time it was, the first rays of dawn were already peeking over the horizon. Yes, now that we've arrived, the Kanjo Commission will likely wish to inspect our invitation letter. Let's keep it in hand, shall we?
Wow. First we got a green somebody, and now we got a blue somebody.
Huh? That's odd.
Did he lose it as well?
There was a piece of paper underneath my bag. Strange.
Oh.
I don't recall seeing it there before.
Ooh, let Paimon have a look.
The 5 Cousins' splendor, Aoi no Okina. Glorious court life was my youth, and my old age a moonlit haze. I had not wished to behave so treacherously, but my very life was threatened. So I sought out my old work and hid them in my clothes. I do not understand the reason behind all that has happened, only that the mysterious person's motives must be perverse. This poem was dedicated to Akihito, to whom my great sorrow was vanished. Interesting.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's from the same series as the story we found before. Even the handwriting looks exactly the same.
The story you found before?
Oh yeah, in the warehouse down by the poem hunt competition.
The vision hunt decree, the poem hunt decree.
Yeah, that's it. A friend of ours is on Rito to paint portraits of the 5 Kasen. You know, as part of the Iridori Festival. Poetic stories about the 5 Kasen have been hidden in various places nearby.
It's a scavenger hunt.
If you can find one of the stories and give it to this friend of ours, then there's a chance you'll become the model for the next portrait.
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
Oh no, he's onto us.
Hey, it's hard coming up with stuff on the spot like that.
There's a chance of meeting Calx in person?
Huh? Oh, yeah. You could say that.
Really? That's wonderful! I knew that Calx would attend the Irodori Festival, but convincing my father to let me come to Inazuma was proving to be quite the high hurdle. I had to really rack my mind to come up with the excuse of evaluating the investment value of Theater Mechanicus. Just a few days later, word then came that Calx would be busy painting portraits of the 5 Kasen during the festival. It is a most rare opportunity for both Calx and I to be in Inazuma together, but it seemed he would be too busy with the portraits to meet with me. So, I felt quite disappointed for some time now.
Don't worry, Xingqiu. Even though Calx has work to do, he still has time to see friends. We can take you to see him right now. Also, we heard that Calx did illustrations for your A Legend of Sword novel.
Ah, so you've already heard. To be honest, my works have drawn little interest in Liyue. However, the novels are selling quite well in Inazuma with the help of Calx's beautiful illustrations. Calx is not only a skilled artist, but he also carries out his craft with great alacrity. I heard that it took him merely a few hours to finish the illustrations for the latest chapter. But when I looked at the art, the brushwork did not even look the slightest bit rushed. His work is truly exquisite. Oh my, I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart, quickly now.
Luckily, the idea of meeting Albedo managed to draw Xingqiu's attention and keep the situation under wraps. Let's just hope we don't let anything slip while meeting Albedo.
What do you mean, we? Excuse me, Paimon? Does Paimon no longer meet your paimonial needs? I was going through my alt account, trying to get it up to co-op so I can use it as a resource bot, just leave it like open all day for people. And I had to talk to Timaeus, and she was like, "Does Paimon no longer meet your Paimonial needs?" It's pretty funny.
Paimon, how are you? And who is this accompanying you?
This is Chen Yu, or Chenya, or Shenya, or whatever you want to call him.
Calx. It's a great pleasure to finally meet you. I am the author of A Legend of Sword, Jen... Forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my pen name when meeting in person. Please, call me Xingqiu.
Whoa, I didn't know that Xingqiu was Jennifer Lawrence.
And you may call me Albedo, then.
No, no.
Oh.
That would be most improper.
Oh. That was a pretty funny leaf.
Why not? Seeing as we're both friends of the Traveler, it'd be more convenient for us to use our real names. Besides, we've already corresponded with each other many times before. In fact, I feel a bit self-conscious seeing you act so politely.
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Xingqiu act this awkward before either.
It's a real eye-opener. I learned some tips on manners today.
You guys, it's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that. Oh, by the way, we happened to find a story from the poem hunt competition at the docks. I heard that you are collecting them.
Poem hunt?
Shh. Just let it happen. Go along with the Albedo.
You know, that thing where we have to find pieces of paper with stories of the 5 Kasen? Venti found one, and then he was allowed to be a model for one of your portraits.
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right.
Good thing he's so quick on the uptake. Thank you, Albedo. Yusha Albedo, the piece of paper found by
I understand
Xingqiu.
the story now. Thank you. It's very helpful.
Splendid. Though, I'm still piecing together the story myself. Would you kindly explain it to me in more detail?
If all of you are free, why don't we discuss this over a meal?
Well, about that.
Do you have other plans, Xingqiu?
No, not at all. Speaking of dining, Shimura's unagi chasuke is quite delicious.
Excuse me.
Would you like to go there?
Shimura's? Unfortunately, today is a bit windy. How about Uyu Restaurant instead?
That's perfectly fine with me. But I must first unpack my luggage. Let's meet later at Uyu Restaurant.
Something didn't quite add up just now.
Huh? No way! Paimon thinks we acted well together. Did we say something we weren't supposed to?
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us. Traveler, what are your thoughts?
Xingqiu was a little sus.
Huh? Xingqiu's suspicious? Hey, what are you two talking about?
Paimon, you read the poem, right? Although it may seem confusing to Xingqiu on its own, what if we read it together with a previous poem we found?
Read them together? Let's see. Suiko lost Aoi no Okina's poem in a drunken stupor. So, Aoi no Okina recovered the poem and gave it to some mysterious person. Huh? Wait a minute. Could today's story be hinting that the one who stole the latest copies of A Legend of Sword is Xingqiu himself?
Oh! Dun dun dun.
No way! That can't be right! Xingqiu only arrived in Inazuma this morning!
But what if he didn't?
And that is precisely the point of suspicion. If Xingqiu had only just arrived in Inazuma, how could he recommend Shimura's chasuke? Moreover, he didn't raise any questions when I suggested another place because of the windy weather. This means he knows that Shimura's is an open-air restaurant.
I don't know, maybe he looked up Inazuma tour guides, Inazuma travel guide.
Are you saying that Xingqiu has already been in Inazuma for some time? And that he's only pretending he just arrived?
Is it perhaps another clone?
Yes, That is indeed my conclusion.
But how could Xingqiu be the book thief? His mission is to fight for justice, isn't it? There's no way he'd do something against his own ideals.
Calm down, Paimon. Even though this is the first time I've met Xingqiu in person, we've communicated via letters for some time now. I do have some understanding of his character. I think there must be some deeper motive at play here. The story also tells us that Aoi no Okina flees with a poem because of a threat.
Oh? Could Xingqiu be in danger?
It's difficult to say at this point. But given that Uyu Restaurant is indoors, it'll be easy for us to detect anyone following or eavesdropping on us. I'll be relying on your assistance to get to the bottom of this matter.
Got it.
Good. Then let's head to Uyu Restaurant.
Alright. Here we go. Uyu.
Body and mind.
Game. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this today? Let's go over here. I'm just gonna restart the game, see if that helps. Yeah, I'm just gonna restart. Maybe that'll help some stuff. I don't know, but it might. Just exit out. And launch. Genshin. There we go. Just gotta get logged in, and then we'll be all set. Let me check something too. If it wants to load. I don't know if it does. Game? Game? Hello? There we go. And let's see if I can...
Body and mind.
Ooh, what was that? No, it still doesn't like it. What's this? Oh, the poetry thing. We gotta go to Inazuma City. I don't know what's causing the lag or the hitching. By the Uyu
Time to
restaurant.
act.
It could just be because there's a lot of stuff happening. Oh, the way his nose rendered was really
I
funny.
don't see anyone suspicious around. It seems clear for the moment. Let's go inside and wait for Xingqiu.
Oh, this whole thing's starting to make Paimon a little nervous. What do we do? And what do we talk about when Xingqiu gets here?
First, we must ascertain whether Xingqiu was already in Inazuma or not. If we can find evidence of him deceiving us, then we can use it as leverage to persuade him to tell us the truth. Since we're still waiting for him, why don't you go and chat with other guests in the restaurant and see if you can learn anything useful?
Enter the restaurant. Hello, Rikuto.
Hello there. What can I get for you?
Hi! Do you have any special recommendations today?
Why, of course. I'd personally recommend our freshly caught seafood. It's been pouring these past 2 days, so the fishing boats haven't been able to sail at all. But the weather finally cleared up today, so we have some fresh catch.
So the weather at sea has been bad these past few days?
It sure has. A few guests from Liyue were just telling me that their boat was heaving and rolling all the way here. They couldn't do anything but sleep the entire trip.
Oh, this might be some useful information.
Can we go upstairs?
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant.
Is there anyone upstairs? Just these two. They're always here. What are they doing? There's nobody ever up here. Erica's still here. Akito. Oh.
The last phase of the Irodori Festival is when they release the all-new publications. The one I'm really looking forward to is A Legend of Sword.
That's right. A signed first edition is going to become quite the collectible. I've got to get my hands on a copy.
I've seen Genyu's signature before. His handwriting is super neat. He must be really diligent about his style.
He'll be there in person on the day of the release, so we'll get a good look at him then. I hear that he's actually pretty young.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that? Not only will Xingqiu be signing novels at the release, but his handwriting is super neat?
I guess we talked to Albedo.
Welcome to Uyu Restaurant. Please.
Albedo, what should we talk about when Xingqiu gets here? Any ideas?
I will try to break the ice by talking about our work on novels and illustrations. If he really is hiding something, then he might feel even more nervous than we do. If we start by talking about our work creating novels, perhaps he will lower his guard.
Oh, come to think of it, Xingqiu mentioned that he'd like to thank you for finishing the illustrations on time. He said they looked amazing despite the time you had.
Is that so? That is also a very valuable clue.
Interesting. Everyone enjoys a leisurely meal.
That was delicious. Inazuman cuisine largely consists of fresh seafood, which is certainly to my liking.
You're making me hungry.
We were worried you might not have an appetite because you didn't sleep well. Now's our chance. Let's talk to Xingqiu and see if he says anything useful. Maybe we could start by asking him about the journey.
Do this one.
To be honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip caused everyone to grow a little impatient.
Interesting.
So, when the peak of Mount Yogo finally appeared in the distance as we approached the islands of Inazuma, everyone crowded the deck to have a look. However, the ship sailed along at a crawling pace. It took a whole day from the time we saw the mountain peak to the time we docked.
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious so far.
No, there was something pretty suspicious. See, they saw the mountain, and it was only one day to dock.
Oh, right! If it took an entire day to reach the docks, then it would have been pouring rain at the time they saw the top of the mountain.
We learned a couple of things from his account, but we still require more evidence. Let's discuss creating novels with Xingqiu.
Let's talk about the illustrations.
Speaking of illustrations, Albedo, I've long wished to express my sincerest gratitude for providing the illustrations in my novel. My novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that I had some reservations regarding its potential. Yet you've consistently managed to select the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations. This made me feel as though what I was trying to express could be understood after all.
Thank you. However, I took some risks in the illustrations, so I'm feeling slightly uneasy myself. Light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time, I adopted a different approach in the illustration for the last chapter.
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world, so I thought it very fitting to draw only scenery.
Doesn't sound like anything suspicious has come up so far.
No, there was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Inazuma. So, logically speaking, there's no way he could possibly know what the illustrations look like. Xingqiu, we have something very important to ask you now.
Oh? Why the solemn looks all of a sudden?
What's with the facade?
Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Give it up, you're surrounded. There's no way out.
Mr. Okazaki told us earlier that actually the weather at sea was very bad these last few days. So when you said that everyone came running to the deck to see Mount Yogo, that couldn't have happened!
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori Festival. Even we, the creators, haven't received a sample copy. If that's the case, how could you know what my illustrations look like?
Well...
The jig's up, Xingqiu. You were already in Inazuma before today, weren't you? Are you in some kind of danger but can't tell us the truth? Don't worry. The Traveler and Albedo are no pushovers. We can help you.
No, please. You misunderstand me.
He doesn't want to have to sign all the books, doesn't he? Because of his neat handwriting.
My lack of sleep is inevitably taking its toll on my mind. I didn't notice for a moment that you were testing me at all. I did in fact come to Inazuma early to handle some things. Let me consider how to explain this. Oh, this is most embarrassing.
Oh, well, if this isn't a coincidence, I didn't expect to see everyone here.
Wow, look at us all.
Huh? Tone-deaf Bard, what are you doing here?
I heard that the owner of this establishment has some fine-aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to taste them.
Paimon knew you couldn't possibly be up to anything good.
Says who? In fact, I come as the bearer of good tidings. I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment ago. She said that the Tenryou Commission has apprehended the criminal who stole all those copies of A Legend of Sword.
Really?
You needn't worry about it any longer.
Really?
Huh? The criminal who stole A Legend of Sword?
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Oh no. The person they apprehended. Was it by chance an editor named Onodera?
Apologies, Kujo Sara didn't mention a name. But I saw her taking someone toward Hanamizaka.
Everyone, it's too late to explain. We must make haste and rescue Onodera.
I know we've already met Onodera before, but every time they say Onodera, the only thing I can think of is Nisekoi. Onodera. Rip. You got to be the childhood friend. The childhood friend It's such a Nisekoi, so it's like rom-com where the childhood friend won't lose, except they're all childhood friends, and it's kind of like, alright, hang on. They're gonna have a childhood friend off. Well, bam!
Please, wait! Onodera is innocent!
Oh, so you must be the author of A Legend of Sword. I didn't expect to see others tagging along with you.
Anyway, you mustn't take him away. I can explain everything.
No need to worry, Zhenyu. I've just explained everything to Madame Kujo, and Kuroda has testified for me.
Yes. In fact, we were just getting ready to leave.
Oh, phew. What a relief. Wait a minute. Does everyone else here already know?
Well, to be precise, we had dispatched 2 additional squads here, in order to prevent the suspect from escaping.
Shinjo looks pretty flustered. What exactly is going on here?
I bet it has something to do with the signature.
Though it's most embarrassing, it appears quite a few people are aware of the situation now. There's no use keeping it a secret. In the end, I'm the one responsible for this whole predicament.
No, Zhenyu. It's only appropriate that I take responsibility for this. Everyone, please let me explain. For the Iridori Festival, I recommended the idea of selling newly released novels signed by the authors. Not only was this the first major project I was in charge of since joining the Yae publishing house, but Lady Yae also gave me a lot of support. However, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance. As a result, it caused a great deal of trouble for Zhenyu.
Yes, to be frank, calligraphy is not my strong point, so signing events are really not my forte.
He really just said the name 2 different ways in the same conversation.
Even though such an event will be difficult for Zhenyu, after telling him how important the plans were to me, he immediately boarded a ship to Inazuma to come up with a solution. So these past few days, Zhenyu has been actively practicing his handwriting. However, it takes time to sign each book, and we realized the time we reserved for the signing was not nearly enough.
Rookie mistake.
So I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. That way, Zhenyu could use these few days to sign them all. I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that someone would immediately realize that the books were missing from the warehouse. To make things worse, I was on vacation and staying with Zhenyu in my house these past few days. I had no idea that the situation had turned into such a huge mess. All of this happened because I wanted to prove myself through this event.
Onodera, I agreed to your proposal because I didn't want the readers to know of my unsightly handwriting. Also, I knew that Onodera had been misled by one of my prior signatures. At a previous event, the Yae publishing house had requested autographs of authors so that they could be put on display. I practiced tirelessly for an entire day to finally deliver a stylish and elegant signature for the event. But looking back on it now, I had dug myself into a hole by delivering that nice signature for the sake of my pride.
Hey, come on, you two. Loosen up a little. A theft was nothing more than a simple misunderstanding. Besides, everyone has something they do not wish others to see.
Yeah, that's right. All that matters is that Shinjo and his books are okay.
Onodera, I think you should explain the truth regarding the stolen books to the rest of the people on Rito.
Yes, I understand. I'll apologize to everyone.
We should probably be heading back to Rito as well. Let's tag along.
The Outlanders Affair Agency, we gotta go all the way over here. That surprised me a little bit. Oh, it really is hot outside. I can feel it. I have an external wall in this room. And so, or like an outside wall, I guess. And I can feel the heat.
What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be on leave these few days?
Onodera explains the situation to the editors.
I'm very sorry for all the trouble that I've caused.
Yes, Onodera, but why didn't you tell everyone earlier? If you had told us, we could have thought of some ways to help you.
That's right. We're a team, and we should be helping each other in tough situations like this.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to help Genyu with his signatures. How is your progress so far?
My progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the night these past few days, I've only finished perhaps 1/10 of the signatures.
Oh, no wonder Shincho looked so sleepy today.
I understand. Murata, go back to the IA Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the second floor of the Uyu restaurant. We'll be using it for Genyu's emergency calligraphy lessons.
Yes, Mr. Hirayama. It just so happens that my brother is a calligrapher. Should I ask him to lend his assistance as well?
Is this Sarah Miller-Cruz?
Yes, good idea. Ah, you've just reminded me. 2 calligraphers from Liyue arrived today. We've worked with them before, so I'll go and ask them to help out too.
It sounds like her. A little.
Seems I'm really in for it now.
No need to worry, Genyu. I'm sure you can do it. Didn't you finish the last chapter of your novel in just 1 week's time?
Yes, but writing novels and learning calligraphy are 2 entirely different skills.
Even though Shincho still has to deal with his handwriting issue, Paimon somehow feels a little relieved now.
Let's just hope he doesn't get any Jugumo no Jugumos.
I always used to prefer working alone in my workshop, but I've come to realize that solving problems with others also has its merits.
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious person who has been leaving important info for us along the way.
Huh? You mean whoever left behind those stories about the 5 Kasen?
Pardon me, but what are you talking about?
Oh, right. We haven't had a chance to explain things to Shincho yet.
You explain all this happened in the last few days?
I see. It appears that Onodera and I were spotted when we were moving the books. Albedo, may I ask you one thing? Are you able to include me in a portrait as well? Not only do I owe the successful resolution of today's incident to that story, but I also hope that I'll remember this lesson.
No problem. Considering the similarities between the portrait and the events that have taken place, your proposal is very reasonable.
Excuse me.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Interesting. Oh.
Albedo really is something. He finished the portrait of Aoi no Okina in no time at all. Wonder how Shincho's calligraphy training is going at Uyu Restaurant. Hey, do you think whoever left those stories for us could be hiding somewhere nearby?
It's a possibility.
Oh, hello? Mr. Storywriter? Are you here? Could you please help Shincho with something? He's a friend of ours, and the release of his new book is super important to him. Oh, what's that sound?
Neko is a cat.
It was just a cat. Looks like we can't make them reveal themselves that
What
easily.
if they're lagoos?
It's getting late now. Well, let's go back and get some rest. We still have to go to the docks and wait for another ship tomorrow morning.
Dun dun dun. Theater Mechanicus. I think we still got enough time to do one more. Seven to 9, okay. Easy. And this will unlock lone blades, which is nice.
It's already time for us to be at the docks. Let's go!
Although, maybe I should, Oh, it unlocks in 11 hours. Nice. I was gonna say, maybe I should just do these first 2 parts, and then do 3 and 4 later. Theater Mechanicus.
All will be revealed.
The arrival schedule says ship stopover 1 person. Does that mean we're only welcoming 1 guest today?
Maybe.
Look, that figure on the wharf. It looks like Kazuha.
Don't move. Oh, cannot converse while aiming.
Greetings, traveler in Paimon. I heard there would be guides for the Iridori Festival, but I didn't expect it would be you two.
We didn't expect to see you either. Returning as a guest for the Iridori Festival, no doubt.
I was a little surprised myself when I received the invitation. But after wandering the outside world for so long, it's good to have an opportunity to return to my homeland and pay respects to my old friends.
Kazuha, when we saw you in the distance just now, you seemed to be looking for something. What happened?
Ah, yes. You see, when I came off the boat with everyone just now, I suddenly heard light footsteps around me. I could tell they were not footsteps of a regular passenger. But by the time I turned around, the person had already disappeared. I only heard a splash come from below the pier. Even though I didn't manage to catch a glimpse of them, I found this strange piece of paper by my feet.
Oh, does the paper happen to have a poem written on it?
Huh. How did you know?
Interesting. You tell Kazuha all that's happened over the last few days.
It's almost hard to believe such things could happen.
Can we see the paper, please?
Sure. Here it is. Please, have a look.
The 5 Kazen Splendor, Akihito. Long have I been famed, and since my youth I had great ambition. I stamped out every new verse for the Scarlet Seal, and thus I was known to all. But last year, when we presented our verses, mine was found to be taken from poets past. For the theft and deception I was banned into the wilderness. The 5 radiant lights never shall be again. Ah, how the tides do shift. Interesting. Plagiarism.
Last time, Aoi no Okina's poem ended with a reference to Akihito. And sure enough, this is a story about him. The story this time basically says that Akihito got his name from his love of red seals. However, the Shogun discovered that he had committed plagiarism, and he was soon exiled. Well, if Paimon were to rate today's story, it sounds pretty unfortunate.
Does that mean that Kazuha is going to commit plagiarism? Well, he was exiled.
I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with this story. I too was once wanted as a criminal by the Shogunate. So I'm not all that different from Akihito mentioned in this story.
But according to the story, Akihito was exiled by the Shogun because of his wrongdoings. You did nothing wrong, Kazuha.
Kazuha did nothing wrong.
Huh? Traveler, what are you thinking about?
The seal mentioned in the story. Maybe it can help Xingqiu.
Ah, by the way, you mentioned that your friend has been struggling because he's unable to sign his name quickly, right? In Liyue and Inazuma, there is a saying, that which has been stamped has also been signed. Perhaps using a seal could be a feasible solution. While sailing at sea, I sometimes carve things to pass the time. If you wish to create a stamp for his seal, I might be able to help.
Wow, that's an
Why are we telling Albedo? Why aren't we asking Xingqiu or somebody? Or like Hiroyama? Like of all the places that we all the people we could be asking. Oh, that was scary.
Time to act.
I wonder.
Quiver.
No, it's not worth it. I don't go far enough back. Hey, Albedo.
Albedo, we figured out a way to help Xingqiu.
You tell Albedo everything that happened with Kaza.
Interesting. A story of the 5 Kasen appears again, and with a timely solution. A stamped seal, huh? Let me think. Indeed, it is an efficient solution. If we use a stamp, then Xingqiu won't have to struggle with his handwriting anymore. However... Since Xingqiu's signature has been previously revealed to the readers, it would seem insincere if he only used the stamped seal for his new books. But I have another idea. Using a seal is a part of it, of course. Let's go to Ouya Restaurant now to discuss my idea with everyone.
Have him carve his name backwards one time, and then go bam, 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 and stamp it on everything. I assume it's gonna be that. Let's go back to Ouya Restaurant, please no. It's probably easier to go this way. Well, it's actually probably not easier. It's probably farther away to go from here. The difference is we get to glide. Quick, Xingqiu, I've got a story to tell you. It's from Xingqiu. Look for the objective in this area. This top room is finally going to be used for something. These 2 people are finally gone.
Yes, that's it, Zhenyu. Your writing has greatly improved today, which means yesterday's intensive training was effective.
My apologies, but I simply can't do it anymore. My hands are so sore that I can't even move them anymore. I should have known better than to read novels during calligraphy class.
You just had a 10-minute break. Come on, you can do this.
When it comes to pushing a deadline, there's no one more brutal than Mr. Hiroyama.
No wonder Lady Yai would always send the editorial director to handle troublesome authors.
Whoa, this is getting scary. It hasn't even been that long and Xingqiu's already zombified.
Mr. Hiroyama, we found a solution that might just solve our dilemma. In both Liyue and Inazuma, seals are widely used as the equivalents of a signature. If we use a stamp to leave the author's seal on the books, then we could make the signature process a lot easier. Of course, a seal on its own is not enough. So, I propose that each signature consists of 2 parts. First, we'll use a personalized seal. We can simply carve one using Chenyu's signature as the design. In addition, I'll also design a simple but elegant pattern that's easy for Chenyu to write. That way, he will only need to draw a simple pattern on each book.
Let me think. Alright, I think that would work. Not only does it still involve the author's own handwriting, but the result should be very beautiful as well.
Wow, way to subtly roast him like that.
So, what you mean to say is, I've been saved from this predicament?
Mr. Hiroyama, it suddenly occurred to me that the reason we gave up on live book signings previously was because it would take too long for the author to sign each book. But if we adopted Calx's proposed method, we might have enough time to do signatures at the live event. And if all the authors signed their books in the same fashion, then Genyu's signature wouldn't look out of place.
If you think it's feasible, I would certainly be happy to design signatures for the other authors as well.
Yes, and you may leave carving the stamps to me.
In that case, I shall contact the other 2 authors participating in the new release event.
Interesting. Who are the other 2 authors? Oh, short-lived
It is
character.
a great honor to use a signature designed by Calx.
My pen name is quite complicated and isn't suitable for signing events. However, if we implement this new format, then it'll be a dream come true for me as well.
Great! Looks like everyone's on board with the idea.
I'm sorry to have kept you busy for so long, Jinyu. Please, take the next few days to have a good rest. We'll handle everything from here. The books that Jinyu already signed can be used as special prizes in future events held by the Eye Publishing House.
We did it! The event is saved!
Thanks to everyone's efforts, Onodera and I are finally free of that mess.
That's right! You're finally free, Xingqiu! Maybe you should step outside for some fresh air.
Leave Uyu restaurant. Objective updated. Touch grass. Forge. Oh, I thought that said forage. And I was gonna like talk about mushrooms.
We still have some time to burn. Where should we go next?
Another restaurant. Oh,
Traveler,
Ayaka.
there you are.
Oh, it's Ayaka! And Venti! That's an interesting combo.
What are you talking about, Paimon? They're two members of one of the most cracked teams in the game.
I was just going to the festival venue to prepare the Ikebana lesson when I found a strange piece of paper on a flower stand. This bard just happened to be close by at the time. He informed me that you've also found similar papers recently. As such, we came together to find you two.
Something's wrong with the recording. Something is wrong with these voice lines.
But the paper she found isn't quite the same as the ones we found before. Here's the paper. Please, have a look.
The S's are all messed up. It's like Idia in Bravely Default 2. The Kasen's splendor, Sumizome. I submerged the verses into clear water and the truth did emerge. It's like when you write something with lemon juice and then you had to put it near a light
All
bulb.
the poems we found before were roughly the same length. But this one is only 2 lines.
It's invisible ink, Paimon.
And even though there are only 2 short sentences, neither of them are next to the title or centered on the page. The position of the writing seems to indicate that there is other content written on this paper besides these 2 lines.
If we take the poem literally, it reads, "Dip this paper in water and see the truth naturally appear." Speaking of which, I have an ancient text at home, specializing in ancient and exotic stories. It mentions a special ink that will show itself when wet and disappear when it's dry.
So, shall we give it a whirl? It just so happens that there's a pond nearby.
Interesting. Go to the pond. Well, bam. You carefully dip the paper into the water.
Wow, look! It's really working! More words have appeared on the paper!
I wish we had a hide UI ability. This is a meme waiting to happen.
Let Paimon see what it says.
The 5 Kasen's splendor, Sumizome. Going over his poetry, I found that the plagiarized piece did not have a scarlet seal. I submerged the verses into clear water, and the truth did emerge. The true verses were not washed away, but the text of that despicable crime faded. Aoi no Okina passed me by, just as he was writing a verse for Akihito. One storm had yet to settle, and it was already time to write new poems. Interesting.
Story says that after Sumizome got the collection of poems from Akihito and put them into a stream of water, the plagiarized words in the poem became blurry. Huh? Why would that happen?
You see, Paimon, in the past, when printing was not yet well developed, handwritten text could easily become smudged in books when exposed to moisture. To ensure the text lasted longer, they'd either write using a special ink or coat the paper's surface with a waterproof coating once the writing was finished.
Such special inks are time-consuming and laborious to produce, and the waterproof coating could also prove just as difficult.
Interesting. I wonder if it was a mic problem or if it's just like a compression problem, like they compressed the file too much.
However, since Akihito's poetry collection was an important gift to be presented to the Shogun, surely one of those two methods was used to protect it. But as for the plagiarized poems, not only would they lack Akihito's seal, but the words would also react differently when exposed to liquid.
So it wasn't written by Akihito.
Which means Akihito didn't plagiarize his work. He was set up!
Dun dun dun.
Yes, it appears that this is the truth that Sumizome's story is trying to convey. Although the story is saddening, I've decided on the subjects to use for Akihito and Sumizome's portraits. Kazuha, Ayaka, would you be willing to be the models for my paintings?
I would be delighted.
Yes, as would I.
There you go. The next two portraits should be ready in no time.
Yes. And now that all 4 stories have all been collected, the story of the 5 Kasen is now fully completed.
Loud cutscene incoming.
Long ago, Inazuma had 5 legendary poets. People bestowed upon them the title of the 5 Kasen.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the Shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akihito.
Akihito had once belonged to the 5 Kasen. Each poem he composed, he marked with a scarlet red seal, hence the Aka in his name. Such a distinguished writer was he, and yet one of the poems he had submitted the previous year was found to be plagiarized. Akihito was exiled for his crimes, and only 4 of the 5 Kasen remained.
Sumizome went over Akihito's poems and noticed that the plagiarized poem lacked his seal. She immersed his poetry in a stream nearby, and only on the plagiarized poem did the ink run. Aoi no Okina passed by and witnessed Sumizome's doing, which he then recorded in a poem. Thus transpired the events of Suiko's poetry submission, and this is where the story comes to an end.
Soon, Albedo completes the 2 portraits. Interesting, we still got 1 more left though. So, what's wrong, Paimon?
Yeah. Ever since we completed the story of the 5 Kasen, there's still one thing Paimon hasn't been able to figure out.
Who Kuranushi is?
One of the 5 Kasen is called Kuranushi, right? It's just that, how could the story of the 5 Kasen finish without him appearing at all?
Maybe the real Kuranushi was the friends we made along the way.
Oh! Have you really not noticed?
Huh? Not noticed what? This is no time to be playing games, Tone-Deaf Bard!
What he means is that the story of Kuranushi was already embedded within the 4 poems.
Huh? Really?
That's right. The key lies in the poem that Aoi no Okina wrote after seeing Sumizome rinsing the poetry collection. An average person could never understand the scene of a young girl washing Akihito's poetry collection in a stream. Even Aoi no Okina couldn't figure out the meaning behind Sumizomi's actions. He was simply reminiscing and thinking about his old acquaintances. However, for the perpetrator who framed Akihito, it was completely obvious. He was worried that if this poem was seen by the Shogun, then the Shogun could discover the truth behind the plagiarism incident. If that happened, then he'd be finished. So, in desperation, he threatened Aoi no Okina to make him tear out this poem.
Which means the one who threatened Aoi no Okina is the same person that framed Akihito.
The culprit is none other than Kuranushi. You're the only one. Isn't that right, Kuranushi?
What? Kuranushi?
That's right. Though there are only 4 poems, they still managed to tell the complete story of all 5 kasen. Since the Shogun mentioned in the poems is certainly not the one of the 5 kasen, the only character left is the mysterious one with an unknown identity.
Oh, okay. Paimon is finally starting to get it now.
However, this also brings something else to mind. The story of the 5 kasen has more or less reflected everything that's been happening around us lately. Which begs the question, is there a Kuronushi in our world as well?
A Kuronushi? In our world?
A Kurosuke?
Speaking of which, I wonder if our dear Kazuha has come up with anything.
Oh, right! Kazuha! He's been pretty quiet this whole time. Let's ask him!
Alright, Kazuha. He's part of the story now, too.
Want me to come along?
Trust no one. Not even yourself.
What's the point of this story?
Hey, Kazuha! Are you okay? You've been standing in front of this blank canvas for a while, and you don't look so good.
Apologies for making a wild assumption, but has the story of the 5 kasen reminded you of anything?
Yes. A few things did come to mind, actually. However, they were nothing more than some past incidents regarding my family. I don't mind sharing the stories, but I'd prefer not to bring you any more trouble.
Hey, we're all friends here, Kazuha. You can always tell us whatever's on your mind.
Kaidehara, please forgive my assumption, but perhaps you were thinking of the Raiden Gokuden?
The Raiden Gokuden? What's that?
It appears that Miss Kamisato and I were thinking of the same thing. But it also has much to do with the Yashiro Commission. It would be improper to speak of it here without the consent of Miss Kamisato.
It's fine. Those of us here are all trustworthy, so there isn't any harm in it. However, this matter is somewhat complicated and may be difficult to explain. Let me start with the Raiden Gokuden. As you all know, the Yashiro Commission's primary purpose is managing ceremonial and cultural affairs, and Inazuma's art of forging swords is a very important part of our culture. The Raiden Gokuden were once the top 5 schools of the forging art in Inazuma. Although these families were swordsmiths by craft, they also held many important positions in the Yashiro Commission. Unfortunately, of the 5, only the Amenoma art still maintains its artisan lineage. The descendants of the Ishin art are also still alive, but the craft has been lost to time.
She said it, Amenoma. We'll have to verify, see what all the other voiceovers said. But Amenoma, we got a
The
name.
descendants of the Ishin art are none other than the Kaidehara family.
Amenoma, Animana, whatever.
Whoa.
We finally know.
We knew Kazuha came from a noble family, but we had no idea about his connection to the Yashiro Commission and sword making.
Yes, but that's all part of the past now. The Ishin art was lost with my great-grandfather's generation.
The Muso no Ishin?
My grandfather was dissatisfied with my great-grandfather's lack of effort. When he was young, my grandfather traveled all over Tevat to find a way to revive the family business. But it was to no avail. And in my generation, our last remaining family property was lost as well.
I heard my elder brother mention that the decline of the Raiden Gokuden happened very rapidly. In the span of a few decades, 3 of the families suffered various misfortunes and disappeared completely. Later, there was speculation that all of these misfortunes stemmed from some background machinations, meaning that someone wanted to wipe out the Raiden Gokuden. However, since not every family of the Raiden Gokuden came to ruin, such explanations were treated as nothing more than a conspiracy theory.
Indeed. I've also believed such ideas were just theories and rumors. However, I know that a major incident happened to my great-grandfather when he was young. Not only did it affect the Kaedahara clan, but it nearly jeopardized the Kamisato clan's position in the Yashiro Commission as well. After reading the story of the 5 Kasen, I can't help but feel like it's pointing me toward the truth behind that incident.
What exactly happened to your great-grandfather, Kazuha?
I still can't say. I need to speak with someone to verify the details. Let's meet here again at noon tomorrow. I will tell you everything I know then.
Dun dun dun. Oh, we got this too. Oh yeah, the Ikebana. Go forth, Golden Morrowind. But we're gonna go to the Lone Swords thing.
Time to go.
We gotta do it. I want to do the parry thing. And then I can't wait to lose my mind because I'm trying to do it at 30 frames. A fragrance wafts from the both of you. You must be connoisseurs of the finer things in life. Oh no, wait. Matsutake, I think you're missing the point. No, 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 I don't want to do it. No, I would not like to find out. Carefully placing them. If you're interested, please give it a go. If you're used to things in large strides, Paimon, please do not worry. I've prepared a great number of items that can simplify the construction process. You just need a main flower floral scene and a base, and then you can make your own courtyard. You need to express yourself. Okay. You complete the theme in each day. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. We'll do it for the extra prizes. Violet branches. 5 or more Inazuma. Interesting. Floral courtyard. You've earned it within a certain time. Okay. Floral scene and base. Main flower type. High, medium, and low. Okay. We are not doing this. This is not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Why does it auto? I don't understand why it always does that. I will never understand why the game cycles through quests when you get them and then causing you to navigate to a new one instead. Not what I wanted.
Follow the wind.
Also, we're going at 60. I don't care.
Time to go.
If we're gonna do parrying, I want 60. If it gets really bad, then if it hitches, I'll switch over to 30. But for now, I see it happening. I hope it stops though. I should probably switch the artifact sets on Traveler too. Now it's happening like every second. Let's make this smaller. I wonder. This is now, I believe, now smaller than the actual stream, but hello. Yasuhiko Taro. I'm the traveler. I've written it down. Wait, what? I've never heard of such a thing. Yes, I have. The Clash of Lone Blades? That can't be. I should have put up notices. Where'd you put them up? Here. That's no use at all. No one's gonna see that, much less come over. Huh. This is all the Yashiro Commission's fault. With their no weapons for fighting during the Iridori Festival nonsense. I applied to organize duels in Rito, but they refused and wouldn't let me put up advertisements either. So that I could only put the arena here and place the sign nearby. That said, we've already had 4 applicants. If we include you, that makes 5. So people actually joined. That's odd. Speaking of which, Paimon can't actually remember why you came here either. The way I see it, you were able to find this place without any prior hints. This must mean you are a warrior with a formidable spirit indeed. Those who hanker after martial prowess will always be attracted to one another. This is the way of the world. There's little need to be surprised by it. Stand users attract other stand users. Paimon has no idea what world you live in. But still, would you be willing to take part? If you can defeat the other 4 challengers, you will receive a reward as a matter of course. I'll give it some consideration. Please do take your time. Different set of sword techniques. Okay. Okay. So we can check up on our opponent. Unable to use skills or bursts. Okay. Fairy has a fixed cooldown. Timing right. You'll completely eliminate any damage and reset the cooldown. 1 stack of Valor. 3 stacks against a Hone technique. We'll give you 3 stacks. Max of 3 stacks. Valor stacks. Ensure your damage will be a crit hit. Dealing massive damage to your opponent. All Valor stacks will be consumed. Okay. The weapon will shine brightly. Okay. This sounds fun. So, it's saying that all we want is crit damage, because we can auto-crit if we get things right. So, can we get this? We can. We want all in on crit damage, it sounds like. See if we have any good Shiminawa pieces. What are we currently using? It's Archaic Petro, right? Yeah. Let's look at the Shiminawa and the Glad pieces. Where is it? Gladiator. Attack percent. No feather, no sand. No helmet. Okay. Let's look at Shiminawa. Well, let's grab this. Yeah, this is much better. And this one. And then maybe go for crit damage. And crit damage, attack percent and crit damage, cryo damage. Let's go with physical damage. And then let's see something that has flat attack, flat attack, flat attack, attack percent. Well, what does this one have? 5.8, 14.46. There we go. And what balance? Yes, very balanced stats. We have 14. Attack is a bit on the low side, but hopefully. Are you the traveler? That's right, I am. Allow me to test my skills against you. Take a rehearsal from my duel against the Mightiest Warrior. The Mightiest Warrior? You need not know what that is? You shall be defeated by my hand. Let us cross swords. Give me a second to prepare. Fair enough, do not make me wait too long. Interesting. So... versus Taro. Interesting. Event details, let's go here too. Clash of Lone Blades. Ah, I see. I'm perilous once. Completed duel on Dire 75%. View home techniques. Will form a fierce thrusting attack. Okay. Well, let's fight this guy first. And because I feel like putting myself through pain today, let's fight him on... Oh, not yet unlocked. Okay. So I have 75 seconds, a minute 15. Let's do this. Dudum. I wish I had Miss Splitter. I'll have to do with Harbinger for now.
Let's get down to business. My blade!
Well, bam. Oh, it was on cooldown, or I missed it. Well, bam. Oh, he's not going this far. I'm too used to Iwakura. Exit. Let me duel you again, my guy. Let's begin. Bring it on. I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, he's just more aggressive. I see. Oh, he's got these things too. Interesting. Oh. I guess it really is like right on.
Feel my blade!
Oh, what?
Say no more! There's more!
Oh, I'm too. Wait, it's so fast. I'm not used to the counter being so short. I see.
Feel my blade!
Yeah, I see. I understand. Okay. I see. You gotta wait till it flashes blue. I'm not used to having such a clear prompt.
Feel my blade!
Oh, too early that time. Well, bam! Exit. Now, does that complete that challenge? Okay, yeah, it's just on that difficulty. Okay. On higher, on higher. Okay, nice. Let's fight this dude next. Oh, I gotta talk to him first. I greatly look forward to this duel. I wonder what the extent of your skills are. What are you doing here? Actually, when I said previously the 4 warriors had joined, I was including myself in that list. Oh no. I'm the organizer, yes, but there were just few participants. And anyway, I was born for combat. Since there's a mighty foe before me, I must have met my duel. Or I must have my duel. I've been waiting to say that for a long time now. Paimon's not sure this one's right in the head. Best not to underestimate him all the same. Exactly. Your desire to hiccup... Oh, what? Yeah, your desire to hiccup no partiality for your foes fills me with respect for you. Previously, if I had not looked down on our 4th contestant, I would have not suffered such a terrible defeat. But the man I am today is not the man I was yesterday. Come then, let's duel. Give me a second to prepare. I understand, take your time. It's kind of annoying that it works like that. Like, you can't just see... Heightened defense. And use a strong counterattack. Ah, okay, so we just gotta whack him a bunch of times. I'm ready. Let us cross swords. 75 seconds again. Should be not too bad.
Brace yourself.
Oh.
Slash!
Oh. Oh. That's not what I thought I was gonna do.
Clear cut.
I like that attack. Iwakura used it. That's pretty cool.
Slash!
Okay, I gotta wait till the blue. So gotta get used to that.
Clear cut.
The prize money, so painstakingly prepared by myself to not be won so easily. Oh, is this, wait, is that the counter attack he's doing? I'm not sure.
Strike first.
Oh, didn't counter that.
Slash!
Well, bam. Victorious. Dual time. Exit. Oh wait, I could probably just try. Wait, try again might just put me in the same difficulty though. For the sake of it, I'm just gonna have Traveler in the party so it doesn't keep switching back. Just for the sake of it. Bring it on. Let's go. Let's go. This is a really fun event. I like this. Oh, he went into it.
Slash!
And I broke his thingamajig. Well, bam. It really, okay, that's pretty generous.
Allow me. Strike first.
Okay.
Clear cut.
And then he does that one. Okay, and he rotates. Do the sheath again.
Slash!
Well, bam. Do the sheath attack again.
Watch your step.
I guess I'm just supposed to block that. I guess, can you parry that? Bam. Exit. Nice. Where's the... Wait, is there no one... Wait. Is there no one else? Are those the only two right now? Wait. Wait. Is that it? Unlocks in... Oh no, those are the only two. Oh. Well. I know what we do. Our supported game is required to use this feature. Really? Really? I just want to put on the fancy filter I have. Is that too much to ask for? Fine. I guess I'll do that off stream. So yeah, I'll probably get started on it now with these two, but I'll probably record some like fancy videos with like I'd show you if my filter would work with the ghost of... Actually, I can just pull up the video on my end. On the main channel. Yes, so while I'll get that going. I'll probably record... I think I had one previously, but I think I had another one. I think the recording got messed up. But for the Iwakura quest, I had recorded one of the fights for one of the like mini bosses, I guess, like one of the quest bosses, and I just did a little editing on it. So I'll probably do that same thing with... Don't open it. No. Okay. Okay. That's great. YouTube, I love that you open up YouTube Studio. But when I say I want to see my videos, I just mean I want to see like my own videos. Okay, so let me just add in a window capture. There we go. Cut it out so it's just the video and shrink it down because it's much too big. Theater mode, of course. That looks to be about, well, now it's blocking me. Oops. Come on, there we go. Ah, lag. Oh no, lag. Lag. Oh, buffering. But you get the general idea. I'll switch. I think it's just because... Actually, you know what? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing it this way? Hold on. Why am I filling up the actual YouTube video? Remove. Why am I doing that? Why am I like, getting the actual... I have the actual video file. Media source. Browse. I have the actual video file. I can just put in videos. Boom. Okay. I think it's small enough too, though. There we go. Oh, bit rate. Of all the times. Of all the times. I'm like, oh, I'll just put in the video, it'll lag less than. What's happening? Oh, I see what's happening. I see what's happening. I see what's happening. But yeah. I realized what the problem was. That's the idea. So if I could, I'd put those filters on now, and I'd do these two again, but I can't. So that's where we'll end today's stream. We got through quite a bit, actually. We got through everything that's currently out, and now we just got these ones: Theater Mechanicus, the Poetry, and the Floral Courtyard. Considering I have finished the rest of the current parts of this sword duel, it's pretty good. I like it. So that being said, that's where we're gonna end today's stream. We got through quite a bit more than I thought we were gonna, if I'm being completely honest. I didn't think we'd get... I mean, we did go for a bit longer today. Not too long. But we got through that pretty quickly. It really started wrapping up towards the end, so I'm curious to see where this is going with Kazuha. But we'll find out in a couple days. I might not stream tomorrow. I'm still not sure yet. But if I do, I'm probably gonna do some more events. It'll probably be Theater Mechanicus. But hopefully things get sorted out. And in the meantime, I will record these other two videos, and I'll get those ready, so be sure to check those out whenever they come out. And I guess one more time, because I didn't really talk about it at the beginning, I'll talk about it now. I have set up a point system on Stream Elements, so there are now loyalty points for watching the stream. Currently there are only 2 things. It's just 2 sound alerts. I'll probably add some more things. I was thinking of adding some of... Eula's voice lines as sound alerts. Probably like, some of her skill things like...
Beg for mercy. Shudder. Crush. I condemn you. Rack and ruin. Eye for an eye. Flood of frost. Freeze to the core. Vengeance will be mine.
Stuff like that. I'll probably maybe add some of Venti's, not Venti's, Eula's voice lines as alerts right now. Right now, if I do it, they are... Let me check, actually. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, it's singular. It's gonna be really funny when I end up not having enough points. But right now, we've got... Oh, does that not go through? Oh, it doesn't go through. Not this time. Okay, fine. Oh, I thought I got it working. But anyway, theoretically, I'll fix this after the stream's over. We've got Tim Hortons and we've got Magic is Everything. Those are 2. They're also like down below on the panels. You can redeem them there as well as just like typing them in chat. But yeah, I'll probably add more of them. I want to add some Eula stuff. I'll probably add different types of stuff. Right now it's just sound alerts, but I might add some more stuff in the future. And also, for some other games, maybe we can do bets on like whether or not I'll beat the boss or whether or not I'll get something right. So, nothing really too applicable in Genshin, I would say. Aside from like, oh, are you gonna beat him in this time? Yes or no? So, that's really about it. There's really isn't anything I can't beat. And there really aren't any bosses like that. I guess, if I did challenges, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I have no idea. But maybe some boss challenges, like only using specific characters, only using one type of character, something like that. We could do wagers on, and of course in other games that would lend themselves more... Oh, I know. When we do Scarlet Nexus, when I do Scarlet Nexus on... When I do Yuto's route, or whatever route it's gonna be, well, it can be anything, because I'm just gonna be a new save file. When I do it again on Very Hard, without New Game Plus, just Very Hard, no New Game Plus, we can do wagers on how long it'll take me to beat bosses or how many times I'm gonna die. So that'll be fun. But anyway, I'll get that sorted out, I'll get the points set up, I'll get the alerts to make sure they work on stream. And, I will see you maybe tomorrow with some more Violet Hues. And hopefully I'll have like an actual title. And not the one I have, which is, I think the first sentence of Wikipedia, if you look up Violet Fun Facts. The Wikipedia article for violets. But anyway, that's it for now. So I will see you... Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me preemptively mute this. I will see you all later. Goodbye.